Welcome back to the I Will podcast. Is your host Santiago Brito, and thank you again for listening. I appreciate everyone who takes the time to listen to my message, listen to my diary, and this episode is dedicated to everyone because I think that how this has become so good for me is by me sharing my deepest thoughts and my truest feelings. And this is the episode. Today's episode is True Thoughts and Deep Feelings. I went through something that changed my life completely. Before this happened to me, I was a very confident man, very ego driven, very, you know, a man's man. I'm still a man's man. But I had to come to realization with some of the thoughts that I battle with, and it's things that like a lot of people might not share. Like maybe people aren't, I get it. We all have to play this role where we have to be this person where where a lot of us are pretending. And a lot of my deepest thoughts have to do with insecurities, like I lost both my limbs. Like I'm a confident dude, like I feel like I could get any girl I want. That's forever. It doesn't matter. But I still battle with the thoughts, like, am I as attractive as I once was, Of course I'm attractive, but am I still that attractive person? Am I still like, like physically like a fit person? I wonder about, guys because the male arena is a very aggressive arena and I'm constantly like focused, like it's somebody like trying to get out to get me and is made me do things and learn things and adapt because I'm a person who's always adapted in life. So I learned to, just do things differently and maneuver differently through life and become a thinker, become an analyzer, a strategist because I was put in a situation where, I'm missing 2 feet, like I go to the gym, I try to stay as in shape as possible, but it's just things that I battle with, like it's things that are insecurities that are not real, are a figment of my imagination because the women love me, like obviously. But like I get compliments, like women still tell me like, man, you look good, you look awesome, you're handsome. And I always like question it, like is it something that is just deep within that has to do with what I went through, and I'm around guys. I had a friend who came visit me that knows me from childhood, in the trenches together. We did a lot together. And he told me like, man, if anybody gives you any problem, bro, like Joe, let me know. And I was like, man, you want to know something that I've turned into an aggressor because I'm constantly focused on if somebody wants problems so I can solve them. But I find myself in places where the toughest people are like, yo, damn, God bless you, bro. Oh, yo, let me open the door for you. And like people clear the room so I could walk through and I don't know if maybe it's pity. I don't know if maybe it's understanding. I don't know if maybe my aura. I don't know if maybe it's me. I don't know if maybe it's my legs. But it's just something that I battle through. It's something that's deep inside that, like, I don't really share with too many people. It's just, I keep it to myself. I share it here on the podcast. This is my diary. This is where I'm able to just speak to somebody who's going to listen and understand. Maybe they're going through insecurities. Maybe they're having these thoughts. Maybe they didn't lose their legs, but, like, before I didn't have my legs, I used to think I was chubby, and I look at pictures before and I was skinny. It's like, and it has to do a lot with society and how we're, movies and all these things that are not real, that are from somebody's imagination, somebody's perspective, and it's put out there. I believe you should be healthy, you should be in shape. Don't get me wrong. I don't, the body shaming and all that shit. I don't go down that road. But my deepest feelings are low sometimes. Like I always put my best foot forward because that's just who I am. I always come and I bring it. And that's with the male arena, that's with females, that's with, anything that's out there. But sometimes I ask myself, am I still like this person I once was? And I'm not who I once was. I'm this new person. And I learned to adapt. Like that's what's amazing about the mind, that I've learned to adapt. I've always been a thinker. Now I've become a bigger thinker. Now I've become a bigger analyst, a bigger strategist, a bigger, like I love to read. I love to use my mind. I'm starting to understand human behavior much more than I once did in my life. And I think it has to do with me not having both my limbs, man. It's obvious, like I can't, like they're just gone. And it's hard to comprehend. I don't wish it on anybody, but it's just gone. And sometimes I battle with that thought. I wonder about that thought. And I learned that the human mind and the body is so amazing. Like my grandfather was 99 and he lost his sight. And he never complained. Like one of the things, the last few times that I saw my grandfather, I observed him so well, and I'm grateful for those moments because I was like, damn, my grandfather really is fucking amazing. This guy lasted to 99, lived in his own house till 99, was taken care of, lived a well life, ate well. But I would see him eat, lost his sight with his eyes closed pretty much, because being blind is closing your eyes. And he would still clean the plate and leave all his food in a little corner where it was like, like who taught him this? Like I used to wonder, like nobody's sitting here and telling him is on this side. Like he's like portionally eating from his plate. And I was so like like dumbfounded. I was like, damn, God, our grandpa does this. And like one of the things that I always asked him, like when I was around him before he passed away, was like, grandpa, like give me some advice. And he always told me, do everything correct. Like everything you do has your stamp. Everything you do is your name. Like, and as long as you move through life like that, you'll realize that you're not gonna do shit for money. You're not gonna do petty shit. You're not gonna do sucker shit, because it has your name tied to it. And I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. Don't get me wrong. I haven't done nobody wrong intentionally, but there's things that fell apart that have my name tied to it. But I'm human. I'm not perfect, and I'm here to take full responsibility for it. I take full responsibility for everything I've done in this life, but I'm here to give face to everything. Even though I have these thoughts and these insecurities, I'm here to give face to everything. I do not fear anything, because I know I'm going to die one day. That's not something that's a surprise to me. That's not something I'm afraid of. That's something that I'm certain of. So I'm here to play this game to the max, you understand? And I'm here to tell you that anybody out there going through anything, you're here to play this game to the max. Don't be limited by thoughts. Don't be limited by looks. Don't be limited by whatever anybody tells you. I took the hands I was dealt and I played the best hand I can, and I'm still playing the best hand I can. And anybody who knows me and is close to me always tells me, like, damn, bro, like, it's like you leveled up. Like, you lost something, but it's like I gained something. And I'm grateful for that part of me. I'm grateful for that deep soul, that is not a person who gives up. I cried until I couldn't cry anymore, but I got back up. Like, like it's just, like I see that meme from Jim Jones, and he says, like, I got up off my ass, and I did got up off my ass. And my kids never felt anything that I felt, you understand? I was in the hospital, and my kids never felt anything that I felt, and I still took care of my kids, and I'm still taking care of my kids, and I will take care of my kids until they take care of me. But these are some thoughts that I wrestle with. Is like like some deep feelings. And sometimes I do feel sad. Like sometimes I go through experiences where like I take my daughter to the park, and sometimes I'm like I wish I could run with her. Like I wish I could play with her, and she knows that I want to run and play with her. And I wonder, like, does she feel any type of way about like what's happening to her dad? Because we see other dads in the park, and all I do is just like like this is like deep stuff that like I just stay quiet about it. I just like I just understand it. I journal about it. I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. I gotta accept this. Like, how can I still make it? I always think about my grandfather. Like, he didn't complain. Like, how can I still be that father? Like, how can I? And I do it by teaching my daughter things. I teach her how to think. I teach her how to do things. I teach her how to, like things that I do and how I learn to adapt. Because the physical, I got her in karate. We in fucking dance class. My son, the same thing. I think my job is to train them to make decisions and survive and defend themselves in every which way possible, mentally, physically, emotionally.